have chosen to talk about today is the differential association theory. This theory was developed in 1939 by a man named Edwin Sutherland. Edwin Sutherland can be considered the father of criminology because he developed a theory that would help criminologists throughout time. His theory was to try to explain why deviant behavior exists and why someone partakes in those kinds of things. Deviant behavior can be considered something that is not considered normative within a society. His theory states that if an individual associates with people who partake in deviant behavior, that individual will display similar behaviors. This does not make someone deviant. Deviant behaviors do not define who someone is. For my example, I will be doing a little skit with the dolls. So the dolls are all at recess and they're having fun, and Angry decides to get angry and just push Happy out of the way. So she pushes Happy. As a teacher, I would put Angry in timeout and I would give her the tablet so that she doesn't continue bothering her other friends. We're getting ready to go back in line. And so here is Happy, who is of course happy. And then all of a sudden here comes Sad. And Sad was observing what was happening throughout recess. So as they're getting in the line, he decides to do the same exact thing because he wants the tablet also. So he pushes Happy out of the way and he gets sent to timeout with the tablet so that he doesn't continue the disruptive behavior. So Sutherland's theory states that you are more likely to partake in the deviant behavior if you are given the idea. Sad was given the idea to hit Happy because he knew that he was going to get reinforced for that behavior. Daniel Glasser in 1956 developed the theory to go along with differential association by implementing the mechanistic image, which simply means that the behaviors and the actions that one chooses doesn't really matter, it kind of just happens. So you are most likely to continue that behavior, and it's okay as long as you don't make that behavior part of your image or identify with it. That would become an issue, and that's one of the critiques that Glasser had about this theory, but it's also something to consider when you think about differential association. Robert Burgess in 1966 developed the differential reinforcement to go along with differential association as well. This theory just says that if an individual is reinforced for the behavior, such as within operant conditioning, you will continue to do that behavior if you are reinforced. As we saw in my example, both Sad and Angry got reinforced by getting the tablet time during their timeout. So next time they want to play on the tablet, they're more likely to hit someone and get timeout in order to get that tablet. There's some critiques when thinking about this theory, such as not knowing who these behaviors are learned from. We know that we learn our behaviors from other people, but we can't tie down every specific behavior to a specific person. It's difficult to determine the true meaning of why we decide to partake in deviant behaviors. There is empirical support on this, which makes this theory a valid theory, but it hasn't been as conclusive to provide as many solid answers. The final critique is that you can't really explain why it happens, it just does. So it's very difficult for someone who's studying reinforcement and deviant behavior to explain why someone decides to